Is ambition actually a virtue? That's something I asked myself when I read 1 Kings 1 through 2. So at this point, David is very old and confined to bed. In fact, he can't even keep himself warm anymore, and he is given a young woman just to help keep him warm. David's son, Adonijah, who you might think is supposed to be next in line for the throne, but that position was actually promised to Solomon. Adonijah starts exalting himself as if he's already king. In fact, while David is still alive, and even though he's not gotten his blessing, he throws himself a party, he has these sacrifices, he has one of the priests who supports him, bless him, and he basically says that he's king. But he conveniently does not invite Solomon, Solomon's mom, the prophet Nathan, the priest Zadok, and David's chief warrior to the party. So Bathsheba and the prophet Nathan approach David and let him know what's happening, and they're like, listen, Adonijah thinks he's king, telling everyone he's king, but you said that Solomon would be king. And David says, yeah, he is supposed to be king, and he doubles down right there, and he blesses Solomon, promises him the kingdom. They then take him to the priest, and he's anointed there, and he's seated on David's throne. Now Adonijah learns about this, and he's like, oh, and he's really scared now of Solomon and begs for him to not kill him. And Solomon says, as long as you're a man of character, I'm not going to kill you, but if you do something evil, you're going to die. After 40 years of being king, David finally dies of old age, and the throne passes permanently then to Solomon. Now, Adonijah, after David's death, makes a request. He goes to Bathsheba, not even Solomon, but Solomon's mom, and asks her, hey, you know that young lady who was taking care of David at the end of his life? Yeah, can I have her as a bride? Can you ask Solomon? So Bathsheba goes to Solomon and says, this is what Adonijah wants. Solomon, seeing through to the heart of Adonijah and realizing the cultural, political implications, basically taking the prior king's concubines or whatever, was seen as making the claim to that throne. And he says, I see what you're doing here, and you gotta die. And he kills him. Adonijah was very ambitious. So was Solomon. Solomon was ambitious about building the temple. Adonijah was ambitious about building himself up. So when we insert our own personal ambitions into what we call God's plan, things don't work out.